Hello, everybody. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, SPtv family. Hello, new viewers. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you on this evening. Welcome to SPtv. Now, for those that don't know you, of course you know you. For those that don't know me, I'm Stace Shaw and I am part of the furniture of SPtv, and today is my 3rd year anniversary with SPtv. Whoop whoop, happy birthday to me. Anyway, enough of that. So I've come on today to talk about how it all started, where it all started, and how Richard, bless him, has put up with me for the last 3 years. God forbid, even after my first show. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, maybe have some readings later. And if you've got any questions about my spiritual journey, about my SPtv journey, pop them in the comments and I'll answer them as best I can. But first we'll say a few hellos and see who's on. New viewers and regular viewers that are also part of the SPtv furniture. Hi, Terry. Thank you, my darling. Glad to see you on. Hi, June. Watching from YouTube. Hope you're well. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Hi, Catherine Halliday on Facebook. Hope you're well. Love that picture. I need one of them to celebrate tonight. Wish I could. Hi, Natasha. Welcome to SPtv. Hope you enjoy the show. Hi, Tammy Hart from Facebook, all the way from the USA. Nice one. Hi, Suzanne Turner. Hope you're well. And the lovely Christine Davis. I don't know who she is. I hope you're doing well, my darling. Thank you for watching. Hi, Tanita, also on YouTube. Happy anniversary. Thank you, Tanita. Hello, Brittany on Facebook. Thank you very much. I'm tired. I know that feeling. I'm tired as well, mate. Hi, Krish. Thank you. Hope you're well. Who's watching from Facebook, with Paul on Facebook as well. Good evening to you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hi, Kerry from YouTube. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Hi, Natalie Bentley from Facebook. Good evening. Cute little doggy you've got there. And the lovely Tilly on YouTube, hand pink waving. Oh, the red umbrella. Now, it's funny you should have that as your profile picture, Tilly, because I've got a poem about a painting called The Red Umbrella, The Girl with the Red Umbrella, which is where my SPtv journey all started, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, a few seconds. Hello, Suzanne, all the way from Devon. I hope it's nice and sunny down there. It's just started raining here. I'm up north. Hi, Julie. Nice enthusiastic wave there from Facebook. And hi, Kelly, who's also on Facebook. Good evening, Stace and everyone. Hope you're drawn to me. Hi, Julie. I will be probably be doing some readings later, but this is my anniversary show. So for the new viewers that don't know me, that's just joined, again, I'm Stace Shaw. I'm an intuitive card reader and I'm also a spiritualist medium. I also do a lot of other things, and it all started with SPTV's showcase, believe it or not, 3 years ago. I started watching SPtv. Didn't know what it was about. I found it through a promotion that my mum shared on the Facebook feed. Started watching it. Got to know lots of people on the way. And it wasn't long after that that Richard put on a show called the Community Showcase, which we've revamped recently, as some of you may be aware. But the original showcase was to bring different people in to showcase themselves and their talents, whether it be writing or painting or crafting, whatever it was. And I put myself forward for the show because I write poetry. Some of it is my own poetry, some of it was spiritually inspired. Oh, thank you, Paul. It's good to see you here as well. It's good to see everybody here. One of the reasons why I kept watching was because of the community and the it was just the energy really of the show and the people in the chat. Although Facebook was a pain in the bum at times with the lag and everything else and freezing on the feed, I stuck with it. And then, yeah, Richard came up with a showcase and I put myself forward for that with the poetry. And my first show was around this date and I was as nervous as a rabbit in headlights. Thank you, Millie B. Yeah, my first show was a bit of a mess. I was fidgety, I couldn't focus, I was so nervous, oh my gosh. You've come along so much since then. It would be great if Richard had a... See, Terry, you must be psychic. Because I said that earlier, maybe we should have a clip. But do you know what? Honestly, I've never watched myself back. And Richard's just shown me a picture of the clip that he's got. Oh my gosh, I look a mess. Anyway, but yes, it was a different person, I have to say, in every way, shape and form. I don't know if you want to play that clip now, Richard, or if you want to wait till later so people can have a look. And I've lost Richard. Ah. Oh, there he is. Oh lordy. All right then. So Richard's got the clip ready to go. So we'll pop that on since Terry's mentioned it. Yeah, don't judge me, people, please. He's being cheeky in my ear now. We're all gonna get yeah. Bless you. Oh dear. So yeah, just write up what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about poetry, what you believe poetry to be. So I'd be really interested because the way I write, I don't write what's known as traditional poetry. So give us your thoughts. Oh dear. How bad was that? That was me 3 years ago, people. 3 years ago, my gosh, how time has flown since then. But Terry's right, I have come a long way since then, but it's only because I've had the support and the encouragement from Richard and from SPtv, made some great friendships, Terry being one of them, Christine Davis being another, Millie B, yeah, too many people to name. Nothing wrong with it. Bless you, Kerry. Thank you. No, to be honest, I was a nervous wreck. It was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. But once I'd been on the showcase, my poetry got on, and my confidence has grown definitely. But that's because of all the support and the encouragement I've had. So shortly after that, I did a few because I was before SPtv, I was in a physical circle doing spiritual development, and I had my mentors. Obviously, because of COVID and everything else, they got stopped and shut down because we had several members of the circle that had various different health issues, and it wasn't worth the risk. You have to be careful, don't you? So then. Again, Richard and SPtv to the rescue, started with development groups for the VIPs. So I became a VIP and I joined the development groups, and we got mentored by some absolutely lovely people. Marcus Lapser being one of them. We had, do you know, the names have gone right out my head. Who else did we? They have it's gone right out my head, but Marcus Lapser was one of them. We had Veronica Jenkins for a little bit that did some mentorship with us all. Who was the other lady? I can't remember who the other lady was, but yeah, so many SPtv hosts, and then sorry, Moira, that's it. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, we had the lovely Moira for a little while as well. That was an honour and a privilege. But yeah, that started my journey with continuing my spiritual development with connection to spirit. And then I did some individual mentorship with the lovely Matt and Kirsty Grogan. They've been a big part of my journey. Starting with the psychic and learning how to connect spiritually and how to keep that link going. And I still mentor with them to this day as well. But yeah, there's been lots of right support and right mentorship, and then watching as well. It's not just about the development, just watching all the different hosts, see how they work. Polly, Jane, absolutely hilarious. I love them both. It was Jane that inspired me to do the spiritual counselling. Polly, with her sense of humour, oh, you can't beat that. The lovely Bill Hughes, the way he works as well. There's just too many to name. There's so many on SPtv that have inspired me and encouraged me, supported me. It's just been an amazing journey, really. That's all I can say. It's just been an amazing journey. Yeah, it was a different name back then as well. It was Spiritual Productions TV, not Spiritual Psychics TV. The name changed, I think, about 18 months in? Something like that, maybe? Or was it early? Yeah, we had the lovely Indigo on as well. She was a big part, a big support, and a big part of my journey in the beginning as well. But yeah, there's just too many to name, and it really has become my spiritual home since then. Like I say, all the friendships I've made. There's been a few bumps, but it's more positive and more. It's been good. Like I say, made friendships. It's been a family community, and I've progressed from being a nervous wreck in my bedroom, reading poems out of my book from my bedroom, to doing what I do now, and being able to give messages to you all now and again, and helping out behind the scenes when I'm needed as well. I'm extremely confident, but put a camera on me and it's game over. Oh, Kerry, I totally get that. I was the same, honestly. Especially when especially when you've got Richard saying, camera up, camera down, lift it up a bit, sit back a bit. He's a fussy one, but it's been great, all the support, and he had me back after that first show, and I was like, yeah, you're crazy. And he kept me around for 3 years, so I must have done something right. But I suppose when you get that connection, like me and Richard was talking earlier, was saying about the connection, and when you just know. There's been lots of people come, there's been lots of people go, but even those that haven't stayed and those that have been and gone, they've also been an important part of the journey and learning, personal learning as well, personal development, because when I first came on, I was a little bit impatient. Didn't know anything about technology. I tended to wear my heart on my sleeve a little bit, I think. I kind of got easily defensive with some things and some people, but I've learned a lot through that, and I've learned to kind of think about things in a different way sometimes, and have it not, what's the word? Not be so quick to jump on the defensive, if you like. You work with the best now. Yes, Christine, working with the best. But yeah, no, it's all been a good. It's been a good journey, and it's been a self-healing journey as well, because I've had to work a lot myself. and I've had to realise, you know, that not everyone and everything is out to get you, so to speak. But yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul Gichard on YouTube. Congratulations on your 3-year anniversary. Bless you. Thank you. Oh, Millie, thank you. Well, if you can't laugh at yourself, you know there's something wrong in there. I mean, I've had my down days. I've had my bad days. But yeah, it swings and roundabouts. It's a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been a good one. It's been a good one. So if you've got any questions anyone would like to ask about my SPtv journey or about my spiritual journey or anything, or my writing, my poems, just ask away and I'll be happy to answer any questions. But yeah, I'd love to know, after that first show why Richard asked me back in the first place. It must have been crazy. Must have been crazy. But yeah, no, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time with SPtv, and I will continue to enjoy my SPtv because it's my home. It's my spiritual home, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot over the 3 years. Some about the way you should work, sometimes about the way you shouldn't work. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Christine. And the good thing is as well, I've been able to pass my knowledge on to other people as well and help other people out, such as Christine. I started out helping her out with the cards. I'm new to you, but watch us all the time. Never had a spirit reading yet. Oh, keep watching, Sheena, and you'll get lucky eventually, my lovely. They will come through when they're ready or when they need you to hear something. I always say that when spirit come through, because I used to get messages, they always come through to the people that need them. I always say that if they don't come through, you're doing something right. Because when my lot come through, it's normally to tell me off or to give me a finger wagging advice, so to speak. When did you first know you could read people? Well, I started having, I don't know if you'd call them premonitions or deja vus, in my mid-teens, around 16, 17. I was raised, I am fourth or fifth generation, can't remember what my mum says, but I'm fourth or fifth generation psychic and medium. So I grew up around it a lot. When I was in my teens, that's when I started with the premonitions and the deja vu moments, as I call them. When I properly started reading the cards, I was in my 20s. When I started intuitively reading the card, I tried the tarot, couldn't get on with it. Couldn't get on with it at all. I was like, oh no, this is no good. But then I got into the oracle cards, which are I feel are totally different read. Some people can read the tarot intuitively. Some people go for the basic baseline traditional way of reading them. That wasn't for me. I'm a free spirit. I'm a free-minded intuitive. So I like to grab hold of a card and be able to get the feelings, be able to get the energies, connect with the energy of that person and just go with my instinct, my intuition. That's why I call myself an intuitive reader rather than a psychic reader, because it's more intuitive for me. In terms of my mediumship development, I didn't really start properly with that until, I would say about 2 years before SPtv, a couple of years before COVID, when I started going out with my mum to development circles. I had been to a couple of development circles before that, sort of a long time before that, but I never really stuck to it. You know, life got in the way. I had kids and jobs and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I would say properly, I would class myself as doing it what I've been SPtv 3 is 4, 5, 5 or 6 years that I've been doing it properly, with development and mentorship and, like I say, the right kind of people and support around me. Yeah, so yeah, about 5 or 6 years, Gwendolyn. Do spirit talk another language and do you understand them? Ah, good question, May. Good question, May Brith. I've never, yeah, I've never had them in another language. However, I do hear accents. If they want me to know that they have a different accent, I do hear accents. I've never had them in another language. I have got to be honest. I dare say other mediums may have or may do, especially if they're sort of what's the word? Is it bilingual? Yeah. I have had sign language come through, but that's because I've done basic sign language myself. So I believe that they will give you what they know you will understand. So because they know I don't speak other languages, I feel that the accent is more appropriate than them. Like it's no good them coming through to me and talking French because I wouldn't understand it, apart from the basic "Avez-vous un cuppa?" But yeah, but no, I've never had that. I've just had accents. Or if they're from a different country, they've kind of let me know through images, because I get images like a film image or a camera image, or I get a photo image. So if they're from another country, I'll get a feeling for the country, or I'll get a flag, or I'll get what's the word? An iconic landmark of that country. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Maybrith. Any other questions? Didn't you do development with? Yes, I do development with the Grogan, with Matt and Kirsty, bless her. Lots of love and healing to Kirsty and Matt, by the way, because Kirsty's been very poorly of late. So if you can, everybody, please send a thought out and send Matt and Kirsty some love and healing, because they do need it at the moment. But yes, I have been. I think I've been with them about 2 years now, if not longer. I first started with the cards with them, and then I started with spiritual development with them, and I still do that to this day. Yeah, excellent mentors. If anyone wants to start development, honestly, I can't recommend them enough. Can't recommend them enough. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, Wimbledon, I've had some support from Wimbledon as well with Ray and Jackie. I've done a few readings with them on the Friendship Club. Do you always pick up the same things as the reader when you're watching the lives along with us? Do you know what, Kerry? That sometimes I do. 'Cause what I tend to do, some people do this, some people don't, but I always open up when I know I'm working. I do what's called an opening up. So I open up all my chakras, and I spend time just preparing a little bit and just calling in my guides and calling in my spirit team to give me a hand. And then when I'm done, I say thank you to spirit, thank you to loved ones, thank you to my guides, and then I close myself down. Now, not all mediums do that. It's personal preference. For me, that works. It doesn't always work for other people. But when I'm watching, it is sometimes very difficult not to tune in, if you like. So yeah, I have tuned in a couple of times with some, but I won't reveal that in the chat because, you know, it's not my show, and two, I just feel it'd be disrespectful to the host on. So I keep it all in. Keep it all in when I can, unless I'm invited to, you know, give what I get. But no, I tend not to do it during other people's shows. But yeah, I do pick up some things sometimes. That's probably when you see me singing along, I normally get a song or so. So if you see me singing along, you kind of know I'm like, oh, okay, Stacey's opening up again. But sometimes you can't help it. It's the energy. I absolutely love the energy. I love the energy of the hosts and the energy of the spirits as well that come through. It's infectious. You can't help it sometimes. But yeah. Do our angels still recognize us as their relation? Oh, you mean the loved ones in spirit recognize you as a family member? Well, I believe they do, otherwise they wouldn't come through, would they? Yeah, I really don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you, Tracy. Our loved ones in spirit, just because they're in spirit doesn't mean that they forget about us any more than we forget about them. Even though you might not have met them, they know you. I firmly believe that, because sometimes we get great grandparents through, great relatives through, and that's where the evidence is important. If you get somebody that's from generations ago, but they're giving you evidence of what's going on in the present, then you know that they're sort of with you and they've seen, and even though you might not know anything about them, they're relaying through the medium that they know everything about you. So that's where the evidence comes in. So yeah, I do believe that just because they're up there, they don't forget about us any less than we forget about them. It's all I can. That's the best way I can answer that, I think. You pick up on things when watching. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I know you do as well, Christine. You can't help it sometimes. Especially when you're, I think for me it happens more when there's a new face on, or when there's a new medium on, or a new psychic on, and I think that's because I'm watching how they work, because I've never seen them before. So it's almost like observing but opening up while I'm observing it, and it's again, it's just something you can't help. It's just natural. It comes naturally. So yeah. Any other questions? I have a Native American chief Indian, and he speaks to me in Blackfoot along Quinn. I'm trying to connect with an Indian interpreter. Interesting. I don't know what I have. A half Native American guide. His dad, no, his mum. No, not half naked, half native. He was actually an author in this life. He walked the earth plane. He was a writer, and he was a he was from the Lakota tribe. His name is Adrian. He's never come to me in his native tongue. I don't know what Blackfoot is. I don't know if that's a tribal language, if you like. Trying to connect with an Indian. That would be very interesting. But I'm surprised that he doesn't speak to you in a language that you understand. Don't know. No idea. Yeah, no idea. But mine's always come to talk to me in the language that I understand. How do spirits sort out family problems when they say that they are going to sort it? Ooh, Andrea, tough one. Spirit, I believe, can see everything, and they can give guidance on how it's best for you to handle the situation. They can, I believe, manipulate certain situations to a certain extent. I don't feel that they can interfere completely, because we have free will and our choices are our choices. Now, What I tend to do is I ask them for the help and I say, look, do what you got to do, but this needs sorting. I need either help to sort this out, or you need to tell me how to sort this out myself because I am stuck. And that's all I do. And they will either send me a sign or they will guide me in various ways in the right direction. So it could be in the words of a song, it could be something that you read that's telling you how to deal with it, it could be something you watch on the telly. So like, for instance, but you have to be specific, and this is the key. You have to, it's all about manifestation. You have to be specific. So like, I needed help losing weight, and I just said, yeah, I really need to lose this weight. Just please let me lose a little bit of weight because it's getting ridiculous. And you'd have thought the obvious way to lose weight would be obvious, but for me, nothing was working. And yeah, spirit helped. They gave me diabetes. But I lost the weight. I'm losing the weight. I'm still losing the weight. So even though it wasn't in the way I expected, it's what's needed to be done is being done, just not in the way that I want it. So yeah, it might not always be in the way that you want or the way that you need or expect, but they will guide you in some way to help you with situations and guidance. You just have to look out for the signs. I hope that answers your question, Andrea. Hi, Debbie. I'm sorry I missed your show earlier. I was getting ready for tonight, as you can see, putting my beautiful face on. Look. Thank you for the congratulations. I love them. She's awesome. Hi, Christiana from Facebook. How can I make myself more open to get a reading? Right. Okay. So, good question. The only thing I can say is open your heart, open your mind. Don't just, many people I've seen just ask for one person. They only want to hear from one person and that's it. More often than not, if you just say anybody, anything, come through, send your thought up to anybody, because more often than not, the person that you want to come through will come through with somebody else. And there are many reasons why spirit doesn't come through. I mean, for me personally, I believe it's being in the spirit is like being on earth. You're only going to talk to people you like. You're only going to go through people that you connect with. If a spirit isn't connecting with a medium, it might just be because of a personality issue. It could be because they don't feel it's the right person to get the right message across. So like, if you get a fun-loving, energetic, cheeky spirit coming through, they're not going to go to somebody who's all serious and sort of what's the word, precise, and they're going to come. They're going to pick a medium with the same similar sense of humour, that's going to be able to give the giggles, that's going to be able to put their personality across, if that makes sense. So what I suggest you do is just send the thought up. Keep your mind open. Don't restrict it to just one person. All right? Just ask for any of your loved ones to come through, and more often than not, the person that you want to hear from will eventually piggyback on whoever comes through for you, or they will let you know that they have that person in spirit. Even if that spirit doesn't want to come forward, a spirit will say, I've got such and such here with me. So then you'll know that they're there. Yeah, that's it really. Just keep an open mind and an open heart. And again, if you don't get a reading, don't feel that it's because your loved ones aren't there, because they are. They're always around. They're just a thought away. Again, I believe if you're not getting a reading, it means you're doing something right, because the messages go to the people that need them the most. Or if there's something important they need you to know, they will find a way of getting it to you. It might not always be through reading. Again, like the last episode, it could be through a word in a song. It could be through a TV program. It could be through something you read. It could be a sign on a road sign. You know, you'll ask for something, and you'll suddenly see the answer on a road sign. You know, if you're having, I don't know, if you're hungry, see a Just Eat sign, there you go. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just little things like that. I think everybody can be open to getting a reading. It's just having that open-mindedness and not being restricted to hearing from one person. All right, I hope that helps, Christiana. Any more questions? How do you feel when there is someone that's negative? Oh, yay. Well, believe it or not, I've had some negativity. I was saying earlier about there's some people that have been and gone throughout my SPtv journey, and some of that has been negative. Very, very itty bitty minor, not even anything to concern about. If you'd have asked me that 3 years ago, I'd have been like, hit 'em back with the negativity. But no, not. It's just normally when somebody's being negative, it's because they're throwing their own insecurities and projecting them on other people. So when that happens, it's just a case of, you know what, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. I'm sorry you're feeling like this. Love and healing to you. I hope you get better. I hope you have a better day. And that is all you can do. You fight darkness with light. You fight negative with positivity. That's all I can say, Paul, to that, really. If someone's being negative, it's just a case of either taking it on and not soaking it in, or you throw positivity at them and say, okay, what is the problem? Maybe talk it through if you can talk it through. Depends on who it's coming from, really, I suppose. But yeah, it's normally about projecting their insecurities onto other people because they don't know how to handle their insecurities themselves. That's my personal belief anyway. Or they've got some working out to do. If souls are reborn like reincarnation, then how do we speak to someone's loved one in spirit? Is it still possible if they have been reborn? Oh, that's a big question. Oh, okay. You're making me think now. You're making me work tonight. Right. I would say my own personal belief. Yes, I still think it's possible, even if they have been reborn, to speak to the loved one in spirit, because we are, as a soul, we leave this life, leave the shell, we leave this life to go into the next, don't we? So reincarnation would be leaving the afterlife to come back into the earthly life. However, do you know, I don't know. You really think? Yeah, Richard, can you answer this one? Because that's a really hard question, that. I do think it is possible to speak to one spirit, even if they've been reborn, because I feel it'd be a different consciousness, if that makes sense. But I'll let Richard come in on this one.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're well. Stace, just to let you know, I can hear myself echoing on your machine, so I don't know if your lovely partner has got the machine on loud or whatever. I don't know.
No, we've got nothing on.
Okay. Never mind. Hi, everybody. Stace and I did plan for me to pop on in to sort of chat to her and see how she feels about her third year. And we'll do that in a minute. But going back to Kerry's question, if souls are reborn like reincarnation, then how do we speak to someone's loved one in spirit? Is it still possible if they have been reborn? Now, there is a lot of mediums and a lot of speculation and other ideas, but I want to put this thought through your mind, if I may, and work with me on this, Stace, as well. It's not one-sided, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
Every medium will tell you what they believe But remember, it may not be the truth, because no one will ever know what really happens until we go over there. And then you get a medium will come back and say, well, that's what my spirit guide is telling me. But that's what they perceive it to be. In my own belief, hold on, I'm being told to turn on. Up. Sorry, turn up.
You
Turn up the
can turn
volume.
on if
Turn.
you want, Richard.
Oh, there we go. Reminds me of that time we went live together. Hi, Catherine.
Oh,
So
Lord.
this is just one idea that's been brought or mentioned many, many times. Are we truly, when we pass and we come back to spirit, does our soul stay in the spirit world? Is our soul really our spirit guide? Because people say, but I have an Indian, or I have a Buddhist monk, or I have Elvis down the chip shop, or whatever the case may be. Now, is that because it's what we perceive this energy of spirit to be? We are given it a label, we are given it an identity. So our spirit guide could be saying, okay, this is what I want to give to you. But is it truly our soul that is still there? So when we choose, if we wish to reincarnate, to have more experiences of life, because the argument has been that we're here on the spirit world, we're here on the earth plane to learn experiences. So when we have that choice to come back to learn more things so we can grow. But we need someone on the other side to guide us and meet us, to protect us. Is that still us? Because what I don't understand is, if there's 8.2 billion people of humans, then there must be 8.2 billion spirit guides. That's a lot of people over there. So, because everybody has a spirit guide, so is it really us? Just a thought. What do you think?
So it could be like, well, yeah. I mean, there are some that believe in the higher self, isn't there? And the higher self is, in my opinion, talking about our soul. So yeah, it could be our higher selves that are actually guiding us and talking to us, as well as maybe guides and our spirit and loved ones. Yeah, higher self sounds like a good theory. So in that respect, then I would say yes, it is possible, because if we're all talking to our highest, well, if our higher selves are guiding us as well as our guides, that would make sense.
So why would a native Indian who has no relation to you, no culture interest with you whatsoever, why would they pick someone who's English to help them on their way? Why not? I know the answer would be, well, why can't they help me? But surely that spirit guide, this energy, this Native American Indian, surely they would help their own family, their own tribes, their own belief. So why would they go to a complete stranger?
Well, for mine, when Adrian came through to me, he's only half native, but for me, he came through to help me with my writing, because he was a literary, what's the word, mentor, teacher, writer, script writer. He's wrote poems and stories.
Right. Okay, you're saying that's a Native American Indian who's doing that?
He's half native, yeah. His mother was native, his father was American.
And how old is he?
Do you know what? I don't actually know.
Was
how
it
old he is.
1870s? Did he die in the 1870s?
Because no. He died recently. He's I think it was 2003. Yeah. I think
the
he
reason
died.
why I asked that is because I know we've gone off topic here, but you did invite me in.
Yeah.
Is that if you go back hundreds of years, there wasn't the English language in Native America at all.
That's true.
Why would a Native American Indian come through who died in the 1870s or whatever, or 1600, or whatever the case may be, automatically, just like that, understand English when that wasn't their native tongue? Now I understand when you go to
Maybe he
spirit world.
lives.
Sorry.
So I was going to say maybe he lived several lifetimes after that.
Maybe so, but if that's the case, why is he still coming back as a Native American Indian? If he has
That's a
learned,
very good question.
if he or she, or whatever the case may be, has come through again and reincarnated and learned, why do they still go back as a Native American? Is it because when you look at Native American Indians, it is known, same as people who Buddhist monk or whatever the case may be, it's because their belief is a spirit world. Why is it that a spiritualist, I'm probably wrong here, but through my experience and my knowledge of people, why don't they ever have a Christian monk or Christian priest come in?
That's a very good question.
Because if you look through the
And it's
Bible,
one
it
that we
does clearly
can't
say,
answer.
yeah, it clearly does say in the Bible that Jesus and other people were speaking to spirit, and this is why the Christian faith don't like it, the idea of spiritualism, because of that belief that a normal human being can speak to a spirit, when really the Christianity was saying, no, you can't do that. Only Jesus Christ can do that. So then all of a
I
sudden,
have
he's not a
heard
special
some
man. He's just a
people,
man.
yeah, I have heard some people claim or say that they have been helped with their spiritual healing by Jesus and by other I was going to say characters then, but they're not characters, are they? No disrespect. But other members of the Bible, I have heard some mediums say that they've been helped by Jesus, or been helped by Mary, or been helped by other people from the Bible, but not very often, I have to be honest.
Yeah,
Not
and I
very
expect there's a lot
often.
of people out there that do, and are not. Don't get me wrong. I've never come across one. I expect there's viewers now who would say that
Yeah, it is
they
very
can do that.
rare.
Yeah, but it's. I think people. I think spirit guides are a personal thing. When we did that
Yeah,
experiment with Ashley the other week, we asked permission, and Ashley clearly stated that we don't know. It could be just a helper. In my belief, is when you look at a spirit guide and they say give you guidance and you ask for help, you can I have the lottery ticket numbers, or can I make sure that I'm getting over this anxiety, or can you help me cross the road, or whatever the case may be, then
yeah,
you have to be precise. What you turned around and said earlier on about you want to lose weight and you've got diabetes. So
yeah,
if you're more precise with your questioning, and I believe spirit can't do that because, and this is my theory, if spirit, i.e., a human being, is on the earth plane and they live their existence, and then they go to spirit, they're the same energy, they're the same person, they're the same spirit, yeah? So why all of
yeah.
a sudden can they move cars to get you a parking space? Why all of a sudden is it that they can communicate with thousands of people here in the local Sainsbury's and say, look, everybody, can you get out the way? Stace is on her way. She wants a parking space, sort of thing. I just don't believe, I can't, my head can't get around that concept. So for me, when spirit come in, they're there to guide you, as though you go and see your mother for guidance. Mama got this problem. I mean,
Yeah,
so you go and ask for advice because they've lived longer. You would ask for a second opinion. We all do it, from friends, families, or whatever the case may be, to a specialist. And I believe spirit is exactly the same. The idea of
yeah,
spiritualism is to prove survival after the body death. Once
yeah,
you've got the communication, you then ask if you can got a message to relay, and they say yes. Can you just make sure that you tuck in little Tommy before he goes to bed because he's going to fall out of it? It's that guidance, but they can't move mountains, because a question that came up earlier on is that how can spirit help? I believe it's you as an individual can only help yourself. Spirit can only give advice or guide you. It is down to you
yeah.
to make things happen.
Yeah, that's what I said. They can't physically do anything, but they can give you the guidance, or give you signs of manipulating which way they feel that you need to go to be able to help yourself. They can't do it for you. And I think this is a lot of the misconception with a lot of people that watch mediums and want to go for readings, there are in some cases where people rely on the spirit world to just solve everything. They want everything solved for them, and it's only spirit that can solve it. And you're right, it doesn't work like that. They can give you, like you say, they can give you the guidance. I believe they can kind of manipulate a direction in which they need you to go or want you to go to be able to help yourself. But then there's a lot of people that get the advice from spirit through whichever medium or psychic, and then they don't listen to it, and then they come back and say, well, I don't want that, but this is what I need, but I can't do it that way, and I don't want to do it that way. Well, you know, we can only do what we can do. The spirit can only guide you in the way that they can, and if, again, it's down to free will. If you don't want to follow that advice or guidance, it's down to you, isn't it?
I've just seen Millie B's comment here. In my opinion, it's a soul and spirit are both the same thing. It's an energy, and even if the soul is reincarnated, I think because energy is eternal, it would give evidence to the medium from the past life.
That's an interesting theory, yeah.
And she continues to say that and our soul that has lived different realms of lives gives the evidence and messages for guidance. Interesting. Anyway, let's move this away from this deep conversation, because I know we can talk about that. But I'm going to ask you a few questions, if I may.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So, because it is your 3-year anniversary, I want to publicly turn around and say thank you ever so much for supporting SPtv. And we have lots of new mediums that are coming on SPtv. If you don't like them, that it is Stace's fault. So blame her.
Yeah, blame me.
So all the people that you see booked on SPtv on a Wednesday, a Tuesday, and a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Saturday. So thank you ever so much, Stace, for helping out with SPtv and the hard work that you do. Really do appreciate
it's
that.
My way of giving back for all the support and all the encouragement I've had. Like you say, you had me back after that first show. I'm surprised I'm still here.
So am I. Anyway. See
what I have to put on with people?
Yeah. There is a show actually which Stace and I did together one evening. I think it was off the cuff, wasn't it? It wasn't planned. It was just done, and I think we had more laughs and giggles than we did actually reading.
That Universe show, wasn't it?
Universe, yeah. The universe according to Richard. That was it. Yeah.
That's it.
I went on a rampage of just giving my opinions and thoughts, and probably completely wrong, but there you go. And Stace joined me for doing readings, and that's when I started doing all my fakey readings, which now turned into Jake, which leads me on to one of my questions for you, Stace. When your mum was demonstrating, which is Irene Renshaw, of course, have you ever worked with her? Did you see spirit behind the scenes, so to speak? As you were growing up, were you able to see spirit working with your mum?
Do you know what? No, I've never, like I say, I don't see spirit in the full form like she does and like Christine does. I just get images, I get photos, and that's all I get. I never see them in a full physical form or a shadow form or anything like that. So no, I didn't see them, but I did feel the energy changes. I felt the emotions. I felt sometimes the pain that they come through. So when not so much when we were just like in the house generally, it's not like spirit were knocking on the door every 5 minutes. But when I started going to development circles with her and started going out watching her on platform, I did feel, and I got the warmth and I got the energy and all of that. But no, I didn't physically see them. I've never physically seen them.
What would you do if you did, though? Would you literally go, ugh?
Oh my gosh.
Because it makes
me laugh.
What? Go on.
People ask me that all the time, and honestly, I think the reason why I don't see them is because I think as much as I know they wouldn't hurt, and as much as I know I'm protected and they're full of love and light and all the rest of it, I would absolutely myself. I would.
I think a lot of mediums would. I've been on many paranormal evenings, and it's like, I don't want to see a spirit. I thought, well, don't you communicate it with them? So what's the difference? You know, so it's that
It's
physicality
just
behind it, isn't it?
yeah, I just think it's the only time I have seen them is in dream visitation. I've had a healing angel come to me in my dream. I've had my grandparents, more so my grandmother than my granddad, but I've had my grandmother come to me in dreams, because I feel that's the only way they feel that I would be able to take it on a safe level. Whereas if I suddenly woke up at 3 in the morning and saw my grand sat at the end of my bed, as much as I love my grandma, God bless her soul, I would absolutely crap myself. I would. But I think it's fear of the unknown, because you don't know what I just don't know what to expect if I would see them. I mean, would they be like a white, grey, see-through entity? Would they be a full physical human? I mean, waking up and seeing a full human entity in your room, I'd be like, okay, who's broke into the house?
Now that's your
That'd be their
partner, Stace,
next
when you
thought.
wake up in the morning. Yeah.
Like if I saw a spirit man stood at the end of my head, I'd be like, "We've got a big one." So yeah, I think it would pretty much freak me out just for that level alone. But yeah, I've had them in my dreams, and I'm, you know, sometimes I remember them, sometimes I don't. But yeah,
But dreams are very
that is
fascinating,
full.
aren't they? We used to have a
They
dream.
are very.
But okay, so let's move on to another part then. Watching back that, the 30-second clip we had at the community showcase, and what happened to the bangs?
The fringe.
Yeah.
It's natural fringe. Well, my daughter did my hair and makeup today because I told her it was a special show. I said, "Do you want to do my makeup for me?" And she said, "Yeah." And then I said, "Oh, I'll do my hair." So all my fringe is tied back in my hair at the moment, but they're still there. It just needs trimming, and I look a mess.
And we've got to mention
um,
Chip who's sitting in the background there, frowning, watching.
oh, bless him. Yes, look, everybody. There's my little doggy. Look, Chippers.
So how old is Chip then?
Chip has just turned 3 years old. Oh, sorry, 4 years old. Are you saying hello? Are you saying hello? Say hello. Say hello. Good boy. Yes, he's just turned 4 years old. He was 4 years old on the 6th of August.
And does Chip sense spirit around in your home? Do you have a lot of activity there?
He does. Well, I believe he was born spiritual. The 6th of August is actually the same day my granddad Jack passed, who was a dog lover. And that's when he was born. He's also got gold flecks in his fur, if you look at him very closely. He's got little bits. So I do believe he's come from the spirit world. He's very psychically aware. He's very empathic. I mean, most dogs are empathic anyway. They pick up on people's senses and emotions. But he will stand there and bark at nothing. Corner of the room. I was recharging my crystals one day in the window, and he would not stop barking and growling until I moved them. So I believe that he could hear the crystals, whatever they was doing, whatever sound vibration they was giving off. I believe he could hear them. Every time I'm on a reading, or if I'm on a live with yourself and I have to do readings or whatever, he has to go upstairs, because otherwise he just constantly barks and fidgets. And as you can see, he has to sit on my knee and be centre of attention. Don't you, Chip? Yes. But yes, he does sense. He normally barks when we have spirit, or sometimes he'll just stand in the hallway and just there has been times where he's tried to jump up the wall, and we're like, well, what are you jumping at? There's nobody there. But yes, he is. He's very psychically aware. Aren't you, mate?
So, next one for me. You get inspired to write, and your poems. How did that come about?
Well, I was writing poetry from an early age, sort of. When I got to high school, first year of high school, I wrote my first poem. I found out I was actually very good at English, which was one of my best subjects, the only subject I was good at school apart from biology. Um, and I did a poem based on Michael Jackson's Thriller. I got top marks for that, and that gave me my love of poetry. And then I started studying anti-war poetry, and it just stuck. Siegfried Sassoon, Rupert Brooks, who was the other one? Can't remember his name now. But yeah, I got really into the anti-war poetry kind of thing. And then I started writing myself to try. I was going through a lot of the time. I mean, teenagers and all that kind of teenage stuff. But even throughout life, growing older, I've used poetry to try and make sense of emotions and feelings that I didn't quite understand, that I couldn't quite handle. And it was like a therapy for me. It was like writing a journal. Most people have a diary, or they write letters, or whatever the case may be. Mine, I let everything out through my poetry. It wasn't until, what would I say, about 5 years, again, when I started development circle with my mum and Jean, that's when I started getting spiritually inspired with my poetry. I'd sit and I'd wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning, and I'd just have all these words in my head, and I'd have to write them down, because if I didn't, I'd forget them. And then I'd read them back, and I'm like, wow, where did that come from? And the more I got used to it, the more I'd just be sat watching TV, or I'd be sat colouring, because I use a lot of colour as well. Mindfulness colouring. It's a form of meditation for me. So yeah, and the words just come. It started not being anything really from any energy that I felt. It was just the words were there. So then I started asking Spirit to help me a little bit, and yeah, they started coming in and started inspiring me to write the words. So I literally write them down. I can never remember what I've written, and then I'll go back and read it, and I'd be like, wow, okay, I don't know where that come from, but that makes sense. My philosophy writing, that's a little bit different. Again, it's inspired, not automatic, and it's important for me to say that, because there is a difference. Automatic writing, you literally just hold the pen, you let Spirit take over, and they do the writing for you. They literally take control of the pen. I don't open myself up like that, because for me it's like a form of trance, and I'm not a trance medium, and I don't let Spirit. I ask my Spirit team not to let them get that close to me. So when I say inspired, they give me the words, they give me the emotions, or they give me the message that they want to convey, and I take it from there, kind of thing. So it's kind of a little bit of them and a little bit of me rolled into one.
Now, a birdie tells me that you, I'm going to drop it now. A book.
Yes, I have. Now, if you remember, Richard, this was my first book after the showcase originally 3 years ago. That one.
And that was available on Amazon, was it?
Yes. But again, see, this is where I've learned. It was done in a rush. And even though I am quite proud because it's the first book, there's a hell of a lot of mistakes in it, because I rushed it, because I was impatient and I wanted it done, and I was so excited and all the rest of it. So I have revamped it for the 3rd year anniversary. And this is what it looks like now.
That's lovely. I like that picture. I have seen that picture, by the way.
Yeah. All the pictures are royalty free, and there are acknowledgements at the back. But yes, this is the one I've sorted out. It's got images in it, and the spelling has been proofread with a fine-tooth comb. Because as most of you know, even though, believe it or not, I am very good at spelling, I am absolutely rubbish at typing, and I type like a
I can
6-year-old.
concur that the text messages I have to keep correcting when she sends in. It's unbelievable.
Horrible. It doesn't help when you've got bad eyesight, that's my excuse. But yes, this is the revamped version. But along with this, there is a second book coming, which is all ready to go to print. And that one's called Perception, so that'll be here within the next week or two. And I'm also putting my philosophy in a book as well after that. So when it's ready for selling people, I will let you know. But I will also be running a VIP prize once all 3 books are done for somebody to win all 3 books.
I'm going to be cheeky. Can we have a little snippet from one of them?
A little snippet. Yes, you can. I am going to read. We were talking earlier about spirits moving things, and
Take That
what
song,
were you
isn't
saying
it?
about the parking angels? Sorry?
I said that's a Take That song, isn't it? Spirit move me.
Oh God! Now he's singing.
Hey,
Is that payback?
I'll
for
have
me
you
that
know it.
all the
I'm a
times I've
good
sung in
singer
your ear?
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Is that Tide the Flush?
Oh, ouch, meow.
Touche.
Very quick though. I'll get my payback.
That
Don't
was
worry.
very good. That was quick for me.
It
this
was,
time
yeah.
of
It was
night.
very good, yeah.
So, okay, so there's 32 poems in this book, and I'm going to read one called The Mischief Maker. So you can all relate to this one. This is about the way spirit moves things and tries to get attention, and I think a lot of people will relate to this. So, the keys you placed on the sideboard vanish into thin air. You scratch your head and rack your brain. You could have sworn you put them there. In my hand they jingle. Listen closely. You might just hear me with them as I play. I giggle as I watch you search confusingly. I am your mischief maker, here to stay. I smirk as you say we've had visitors again. The crooked pictures on the walls as evidence, along with the spoon dropped on the floor half bent. My heart is all aflutter when I see you laugh at this. I know my mischief making helps your mood uplift. I send the lights all a flicker and send your Wi-Fi up and down. I sit right beside you, proud of the mischief I make all around the house. I know sometimes I frustrate you, but I really mean no harm. I'm just a sprightly spirit now full of mischief making, cheek and charm.
Lovely.
There you go. And we've all been through that. Pictures on the wall and yeah, just little things moving about, and you put things down and then they're not there and you're like, where are they? You know somebody's moved them.
I remember, it reminds me of a story many years ago. I was at a spiritualist church and I was lucky enough to receive a message, and the medium said to me that I've been told by a spirit that you have to straighten your pictures on the wall. I said, okay. Does that make sense? She said. I went, no. And she goes, well, I've been told on your wall, in your lounge, there's a picture that needs straightened. It's spirit who's moving it. And I said, I think that's impossible. She goes, why? I said, because I don't have any pictures on my walls. And it was like, that weird moment. It was like, now maybe you need to go back and speak to your spirit guide. So, what happens with yourself, Stace, when you receive a message from spirit and you're not quite understanding what's being sent? Do you go back to spirit and ask them to repeat it, or do you try and say, this is what I'm getting and I'm just going to give it to you, if you take it or not?
It depends what it is. Sometimes I will go back and ask, especially if it's sort of not a serious message, but a message that's important. If I feel that it's really important, I will sort of go the serious and say, okay, you need to explain it to me a bit better, because that's not making any sense to me. But if it's a message that it's really important, I will sort of go the serious and say, okay, you need to explain it to me a bit better, because that's not making any sense to me. if it's something that's evidence-based and significant, by that I mean something like, say they give me a kid's dragon, or they give me a bike, or something like that, um, I'll I'll say, okay, I am being given this. I'm not sure why. They're not telling me why, but it could be symbolic of, and then I'll go with the feeling that I get with whatever it is they're giving me. It just depends. Most of the time, I'll go back and I get told. It's not very often I have to say, I don't know why I'm being given this, but I've just been told to give it to you. Because I like to give the evidence. I like to prove that I'm getting what I'm getting. Not so much for myself, but so the person can relate to who I've got and the messages that I'm getting. I mean, they may. It's funny because online is so much different to platform work. They can't make me do silly things apart from sing online. Whereas when I'm on platform, they make me do silly things like dancing and hula hooping with that hoop and all kinds of crazy things. And I say they make me do it because they keep on at me until I do it. But online, I've found that them making me work more with the music. So when you did that picture, when you did that experiment with Ashley, and you both got that DJ through as a guide for me, I've never seen him. I've never met him. I didn't even know he was around. I just know that I had been getting a lot more music and a lot more songs within my mediumship messages, but I didn't know why or how. I just thought, spirit giving it to me, I've got to give it off. And then you both came through with that image of the DJ. I was like, wow, okay, now that makes sense. Which I'm still trying to research and find information on. But yes, it like I say, it just depends what it is.
Just to let
Christine's
everybody know,
got goosebumps.
Yes, she has, yeah. We're here live on SPtv with the lovely Stace Shaw, who is her 3rd year anniversary here on SPtv. She came here this time last year, 3 years ago, on a show called Community Showcase, where we invited people onto the channel, everyday people. Even if you're a viewer here and you want to come on, you can do a reading, you can do a poem, you can tell a story, you can just answer some questions, whatever you want to do. The showcase is a bit like our own Britain's Got Talent, or a show like that sort of thing, but spiritually sort of thing. So that's what the channel is for. So that's where Stay first came on SPtv, and that's where she is now. But we will continue with Stace, because I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you mind? Because I love listening to your poems. Would you mind giving us another one?
I've got one ready to go, and this one Chip inspired. This isn't spirit inspired. This is Chip inspired. And it was. I'm not going to tell you the story as to how I came up with it, because that's a bit too personal, but you'll get it. So, for all you animal lovers out there, this is from a dog's perspective. Today I watched as my pet yawned and stretched. I looked at her and wagged my tail as she rubbed her eyes and scratched her head. She stumbled to the bathroom. She had an indoor pee. I looked at her confused. Why can't she go outside like me? She then puts on her fur. My pet calls them clothes. I don't know why pets take them off. I wouldn't dare leave my skin exposed. I took her for a walk over fields and through woods. She comes back panting worse than me, and I don't make her chase sticks or balls. I pat her knee, asking her to come sit and cuddle, but my pet has much to do. How grateful I am to be a dog and have a pet of my own called Human too. My human pets me with her paws, I pet her with my tongue. It's a beautiful thing, this friendship thing, when us pets get along.
Lovely.
That was inspired by my little doggy.
Well, everybody, sadly, we're going to go to a commercial break, as they say in America now, and It's going to be an advert in the UK. We're going to be adverts.
Roll VT, as Nick would say.
There you go.
Spiritual Psychics TV presents a wonderful evening of mediumship and trance. Our evening is hosted by Nick Brown with guests Bill Hughes, Glenda Marie, David Hale and Minty May. Our exciting event is being held at the Littleport Village Hall, which is in Ely. The date for our magical showcase is Saturday the 9th of September. The price is only £10, which includes refreshments. For ticket information, please visit myspiritualevents.com. Nadija Bajami, a proficient strategic hypnotherapist, mind coach, grief educator, accomplished Reiki master, and gifted psychic medium, extends a warm invitation to join us on an exploration during a 4-week introductory mediumship course. As a special privilege, this extraordinary opportunity is being offered to our esteemed VIP members without any associated costs. Immerse yourself in the art of refining your innate talents and finding balance in communion with the realm of spirits. The course begins on Sunday, November 5th, at 7 p.m. via Zoom, and details will be placed in the VIP lounge. For more information on becoming a VIP, visit SPtv.uk.
Everyone, I hope you've got your cup of teas, your juices, your chocolate bars, whatever it is you're snacking on. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Now, like I said in the beginning, it all started with the showcase of my poems, which you've heard a couple of tonight, but I'm also an intuitive card reader and a spiritualist medium. So, what I am going to do now, because again, with Richard's support and the encouragement from everyone at SPtv and the friendships I've made, I developed and I've become a card reader and a spirit reader. However, that being said, Mr. Richard has also got some card talent going on. Haven't you, Mr. Richard?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, what we're going to do is I'm going to give proper, quick, mini card readings with my encaustic cards, and Richard is going to do some of his fake readings. Aren't you, Richard?
I'm going to swear, you cow.
Now, I will warn you all, Richard's readings are fake. Please do not take them to heart. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Mine, however, will be proper readings and proper messages, but also with the intent of giving love and a lot of fun, because we all could do with a giggle, can't we? Love from Australia. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Oh, Terry wants a quickie. Now, do you want a fake quickie or a real quickie, Terry? That is a question.
Oh, God, I can see where this is going already with you.
I can see her blushing already. This is SPtv. This is Spiritual and Intuitive Readings, people. You have not clicked on the wrong channel. Just let us know if you want a fake one or a real one. In the chat, obviously. Native, you would love a dream. You would love a dream? Why did I say that? You would love a dream. I dream. Oh, I'm getting that song again. Can we go back to Native for a minute, please? I'm blushing. Yeah, I knew I could feel you blushing from here, Terry.
She's saying she'll let you choose. So you choose. You can do the reading. There you go. You can do the reading for her.
Okay. I'll come back to you in a minute, Native. Let me. Yeah. Let me just do Terry. All right. Let's have a look. Card for Terry, please. All right. Let's have a look. Oh. There we go. I don't know if you can see that with my light, but
yeah,
you've got the pink. Oh, it's upside down. Get it the right way around. You've got the pinks and the whites. Right. First thing I want to say is you need to be gentle on yourself, my lovely. These are what I call my gentle colours. These comes through when there's some nurturing needed and some maternal love needed. And yeah, just you need to be gentle with yourself. And when I say that, I want to say you're only one person. You can only do what you can do. Now, disclosure, I do know a little bit about Terry. I don't know everything about Terry, obviously, but I do know a little bit about Terry. But you've got, if you look in camera, if you look there, you've got
the other
like
way,
a little.
The other way. Move it. If you move it to the other way. There we go. Well done. That's it.
There we go.
Yep.
You've got like a little piece of greenery there. It's almost like a cliff, and it looks like a cliff that's got green on it, like like snow-capped mountains where it's half covered in snow, half covered in grass. Now, what I want to say is, I know there's been mountains to climb, but the rocks are smoothed out now. And you're starting to get support from people that you would never have expected support from, if that makes sense. And I feel that there's a lot of healing around the heart. That goes without saying. Come on, give me something I don't know, please. Don't give me the obvious. I'm seeing an armadillo in the card. Again, I don't know if you can see that there, but it looks like an armadillo to me. Now, armadillos, for me, they have that armor on the outside, and underneath that armor, they've got the soft, gentle skin, sensitive skin. And this is a sign of you. Not as rocky, I can understand that. Okay, this is where you're starting now to rebuild your boundaries, rebuild your armor, and sort of protect yourself a little bit. And I want to say protect yourself on a mental level, as in you're not letting people's negativity get to you as much as what you have been doing in the past. You've got a smooth ride ahead because the armadillo is on a soft slope. There's no rocks, there's no bumps, it's a clear road, and it's almost like he's literally like a toboggan. He's sliding on a snow slope. And it's a smooth, easy ride. So you have got good things coming in. I know you've just come back from holiday. The pink for me is about love, it's about fun, and it's bringing that childlike sense of innocent and fun back, and protect myself from other people's emotions. It's not just the emotions that you're protecting yourself, Terry, that I feel. It's also about protecting yourself from other people's viewpoints, if you like. I feel like there's been people around you with viewpoints that have been trying to manipulate you into thinking, and yeah, it's almost like they've been trying to play on your vulnerabilities. That's what I'm trying to say. They've been trying to play on your vulnerabilities, and you're not standing for that no more, and good for you, girl. But yeah, you've got to you're slowly getting that sense of fun back, and you've got the love of spirit. You've got the love of spirit because you've got an angel right there, huge angel wings right in the middle of the card, more or less. So you have the angels with you, and yeah, it's all good and positive, good things coming in. So that is my real, not fake reading for Terry. Feel there's some. There is also, I feel, it's just popped in. I don't know if you've been having issues with work or with work structure at the moment, but that situation will get better as well. because I've just been shown the light for work. So yeah, the work situation will get better as well. But again, it's about standing your ground and not letting people make you feel guilty or trying to manipulate you into doing something that you're not really happy doing. All right. Smooth vibes from here on out. Absolutely. Absolutely. So can we go back to native, please? Because I was drawn to her before. Yes. Right. I got that. I don't know why I said dream native when I came to you, but I got the song I Dreamed a Dream. I think it's from Miss Saigon, is it? I dreamed a dream in time gone by. Les Miserables, sorry, not Miss Saigon, Les Miserables. But yeah, I had that song in my head for you, and I do feel that with that song, there's been dreams that you've held, that you've put to one side. Hence the line I dreamed a dream in time gone by. I feel now is the time to pick up them dreams. Yeah. And you've got this card. These are all blues, light blues and whites. This for me is a water element, and as I'm looking at that, you've got the dolphin right in the middle of the card there. Now, dolphins for me, they're about intelligence, but they're also about playfulness. They're also about communication. As you know, dolphins use echoes for their location to find family, to find food. They use echoes for everything. And the little clicks that they make as well is communication. So I do feel you have a strong connection with water and emotions. I do feel you're a lot calmer around water, a lot more playful around water as well. But I also feel in terms of these dreams, there is literally an echo of these dreams that you've put on hold. Now's the time to start thinking about your dreams and start planting the seeds to rebuild them dreams, if that makes sense. So whatever it was that you've put to one side, that you sacrificed, now's the time to bring them back in. There's been a wave of emotions surrounding these. Now I'm trying to see. I've also seen in the card a flower. I'm not sure what flower it is though. Just give me a minute. Is it a flower or is it a plant? That's what I'm looking at. I don't know if you can see that. It might just be for me to see. But it kind of looks like an upside down tulip. So you would understand, you're a working medium, okay? You would understand tulips or the significance of a tulip. So the dreams for me, this is something that you had a dream a long time ago of doing. You had like something specific that you wanted to achieve or that you wanted to do that you haven't achieved yet. And I feel like life has kind of got in the way, and this is why this dream hasn't been achieved, but it is still achievable. And I want to say you're never too old. You're never too old to start after a spine operation. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, now's the time to get, I was going to say get up and running, but you know what I mean by that. Don't let it stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. All right, my darling. Full of positivity. Again, there's been a lot of emotions, but I do feel because it's turquoise more than blue, I do feel there's now a balance between your emotions and sort of your mental happiness or not happiness, but being at peace. You're now at peace, whereas before it was all kind of all over the place. There was anxieties about what was going to happen, what was not going to happen. It's all come back into balance now. There's still some emotions there. There's still some healing there. But again, you've got the love of spirit because you've got lots of white in that card. And again, the dolphin is about playfulness as well. So it's about bringing that element of fun back in. All right, my darling, I hope that helps. So come on then, Richard. Let's have one of your fake readings. Who wants a fake reading from our lovely Richard?
I was actually quite happy, quite content with the microphone off, sitting here, letting you do the work.
Can't get the staff these days, can you, people?
Well, we can, but they won't pay in. It's just not right.
Let's see who else we've got. I will get him to do a fake reading by the end of the show, guys, I promise. Hi, Christine. Hi, Angela from Facebook. Oh, there you go, Richard. There's your cue.
Right, so you're picking Anita then, is that what you're saying?
Anita would like a fake reading.
You know that I'm going to have a go at you once the show is ended, don't you? Dropping me right into it, yeah. Well, so this is how it works. Many, many years ago, back in 1912, no, not when before Jake, to fill the time, I used to come on and use the Oracle of the Unicorn deck, and I used to go live and just have a bit of fun, waffle on like there was no tomorrow, but offer some readings. Now, I am not a tarot card reader, I am not a medium, I'm not a psychic, I'm just a producer, that's all I am. But I did it purely for a bit of fun, so my advice to you, what I give to you, take it with a pinch of salt. If it resonates, then great. If it doesn't, don't blame me, because I've just warned you, that's my disclaimer. But go and hire a professional medium, or someone like Stace, or anybody else who's on this channel, like Debbie or so forth, Nick Brown or whatever, and give them get them to give you a professional reading, okay? And so yeah, so the card that I've just pulled for you, and this is quite funny actually, Stace. It's called Past Lives, which we jumped on earlier on. And so for me, Anita, with this Past Lives, it talks about, for me, when I see the card and you have a woman dressed in white holding a unicorn, for me it's saying to you, look back into your life, what you have achieved within your life. When we want to move forward, then we want to learn, we have to grow. And I believe when you look back upon your life, look at the achievements. Don't allow anybody to put you down. Don't put yourself down. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror, and we keep asking, oh, we need this help, or we need that help, but look what you have achieved. Look what you have overcome. And going back onto the soul, we mentioned earlier on, if we do believe in reincarnations, and we won't realise that until we go over to the spirit world, but we will look at the journey that we have been heard to, and I believe this is where you are with your life now. Look back of what you've achieved to allow you to move forward. Don't keep doing the same repetitive things that you have been doing from your past into where you are now. Move forward. And as you start to move forward, you will gain the knowledge that is required. Allow your intuition, allow your own psychic gifts to come out. If you feel something isn't right, then act upon it. Don't be silly and just do something. Don't be impatient anymore. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Learn from past experiences. And with that knowledge and with the power within yourself, believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Okay, so just follow your own intuition, move forward, and make sure when you ask for help that you will receive it. And there you go.
See? Beautiful message. There you go. Hope that helps, Anita. Who's next?
Yeah, you get on with it.
Who's next? See, she says, Anita says brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay. Card's jumping out at me again. Paul, I remember Richard giving me a reading when I was living in Southend, and he said about me moving. His card reading was spot on. That's why he told me I needed to tidy up my garden in a fake reading, but it really did need tidying. Fake reading's not so fake. Tanita, hi, my darling. Before the end of tonight's show, can I just say something? Go ahead, Bunny, say it. Just say it. It made perfect sense. There you go, Richard. All right, let's go. I'll tell you what. Sorry? Okay, let's go for number 5. Let's do numbers. Okay, number 5 from Terry then. Gwendolyn, hello, my lovely. Let's have a look what the cards say for you this evening. Oh, it's all the pinks tonight. You've got a pink one too, look. It's a darker pink, though. Same pink as what's on your profile picture. How uncanny is that? Synchronicities, and you've got that beautiful... What is that? It looks like a feather on the screen. It looks like something different when I look at it. That's very odd. Okay, so I'm going to give you the green feather. So this, for me, tells me that you've been connecting with the angels. You've been asking the angels for help. And I do feel that this is to do with affairs of the heart, because green for me is the heart chakra. And the fact that it's got white in as well, that also tells me that angel guidance has been asked for surrounding this situation. You've also got the pinks in there, the dark pinks, and for me this now pink, as I said, for me is about fun loving. It's about bringing that element of childlikeness, but I feel that your I feel it's been dulled a little bit, purely because it's a darker pink rather than a fun sort of candy floss baby pink. You've also got the waves coming over from the edge of the card onto the green feather. So again, I do feel this has been a wash of emotions to do with the heart. So let me know if that makes sense. Whatever this is, I want to say it's something that can be fixed. It's just going to take communication. But there isn't any communication going on because there's no blue in the card. Blue, again, depending on the shade, can be about communication as well. I feel like there's a bit of a stubborn streak surrounding this. So I want to say, don't be stubborn. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind open. There is a face in the card, and I'll describe the face for you. I'm going to make it clear, I haven't got spirit with me. This is just what I'm seeing in the card, okay? So I'm still reading intuitively. But this face, I feel is a female, and the slightly slanted eyes, bushy eyebrows at the top, little bit of a flat nose, and rosebud lips that's going into a smile. Let me know if you recognise this lady. Looking at me I feel this is a photo image that you have of this lady, and I feel this was taken at a party or somewhere where you was enjoying yourself, because she's literally laughing in this photo. And I do feel, again, this is a photo that you would have had. Now she's got a big light coming from her head going up towards the top of the card. That for me tells me that this lady would have been spiritually connected. She had a connection with spirit. Whether she knew that or not, or whether you knew that or not, I don't know, but there's definitely a strong spiritual connection with this lady before she passed. Her hair is swept back, almost into a ponytail. But I feel she had it down at the side, and I feel it just touched her shoulders. You recognise the female. Thank you for that confirmation. But she's come through, and she's come through with this image again because I feel like, again, that your bubbliness has been dimmed, your sense of humour has been dimmed, and you've kind of lost your spark and your zest for life. And she's come through to bring this back for you. She wants you to smile. She wants you to laugh. She wants you to go out more. And she wants you to enjoy the nights and the social gatherings that you used to have before. All right? She feels this is very much needed. And that's it, my darling. That's all I can say. She's given me a ruby. Now, I know ruby is a birthstone for July, so July would be significant, but the ruby itself would be significant as well for you, because I'm just getting that for you as well. Again, I don't feel she's with me. It's just what I'm picking up in the card. So this isn't spiritual. This is psychic. All right, my darling. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll leave that love with you. Get out more, have some fun, and get that spark and get that zest going again. All right, my darling. I hope that helps. Let's go number 12, please, Richard.
Thanks very much for that, Stace. I'll give you card 12. That is Kerry Fawley. Okay, there you go. But before we move any further, I just want a quick shout out to Kev, who's given me information. But are you aware, Stace, that it is the 25th of August is the anniversary of the passing of the late beautiful man called Colin Fry?
Yes, I saw Kev's post earlier about that. I didn't know it until I saw the post this morning. But yeah, I can't believe it's been that long already.
No,
I used to watch Colin Fry. He was an amazing medium.
Yeah, I remember when I first started getting into spiritualism things. I only met him a couple of times, and one of them was on the backstage at a TV show on Living Today, and I always remember we both were out the back chatting away, and I had my great niece with me, and she was nervous meeting Colin. Colin was there at the back, and he was just as nervous, just smoking away like there was no tomorrow. And I said to him, "How are you feeling?" And I won't repeat the words that he said, but it wasn't what I expected from but I remember booking him many years ago at the Portsmouth Temple of Spiritualism to do a trance night when he was doing Magnum, I think, wasn't it? Magnus, I believe it. And then I ran a radio station, and he was the very first guest on radio, and I still have the recording to this day, and I should really broadcast it and put a picture of him on there. So thanks, Kev, for reminding all of us of the wonderful person of Colin Fry, who passed on the 25th of the 8th, 2015.
Yes, absolutely. He was a good medium. I used to watch him on I can't even remember what channel it was now. But yeah, I used to watch him. And
don't mention his name. Don't. No, I'm not having that other person's name mentioned on this channel. Moving on very quickly.
Yeah, you don't know who I was going to mention.
I do know. I'm going to go off air for a sec.
No.
So it wasn't him. Never mind.
No.
Anyway, so it was Kerry. You said you were going to go to Kerry.
Yes, Kerry's card.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kerry, let's see what we got for you, my darling. Oh, another pink one. You all need to get out and have some fun, because I'm drawing all these pink cards out. Now, this is a candy floss pink, so you definitely need some fun, my darling. You need to get out there a bit more and have a girls' night, or just... I also feel that you need this fun because there's been a bit of a sticky situation. Like I say, this is a candy floss pink for me. And candy floss, oh, it gets everywhere. It's sweet, it's sticky. Even though there's a fun element to it, it can make a bit of a mess. So I do feel there's a bit of a sticky situation that's been kind of taking over the fun aspect of your life. I want to say you've been focusing more on that, and it's kind of been unnecessary. And I feel like this isn't your problem either. I feel like you've been pulled into somebody else's situation, and you've kind of been left with the aftermath. I do need fun, all work, no play. Yes, definitely. But with regards to this sticky situation, you need to pull yourself out of it because you shouldn't have been dragged into it in the first place. That's what I'm feeling. And I'm getting, there's bits of grey in this pink as well. So there's some compromise needed. There's some communication needed. And I want to say, I'm trying to put it in a respectful way. I'm not saying that you've had your eyes closed, but I want to say you need to open up your eyes a little bit more and to see things from a different perspective and from all angles, because I feel that there's the reason why it's got a bit sticky is because you've got one person telling you one thing, another person telling you something else, another person telling, and it's all just clumped together, and you can't work out who's saying what, who's doing what, what's the truth, what isn't the truth. Exactly right, more like bubble gum. Yeah, exactly that. You're chewing away at it and not getting anywhere fast. Spit the bubble gum out. Let them deal with it themselves. Let them get on with it. Just say, you know what? I've tried to be the peacemaker. Enough's enough. Deal with it on your own. I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to go enjoy my life. If you want this argument or this misunderstanding to carry on, you do it in your own time because you're not doing it on mine. All right? And that's what I feel that exactly you need to say. Once you've done that, all this will clear up. You'll be back to being yourself again, and you'll be back to enjoying your social life. All right, my darling, I'll leave that with you, and I hope that helps. Too easily led and too trusting. I don't feel it's too easily led. I don't feel it's a case of you've been easily led. I think it started out as a small thing. You've been kind of been dragged into being piggy in the middle, and it's all got a bit messy, and now you're stuck with it. Well, you don't have to be stuck with it. You feel like you can't move left or you can't move right. Well, jump up and over. Just jump over the fence and leave them to it and let them bang the heads together. But yeah, you need to get out of this situation because it's not your rubbish, for want of a better word. All right. If it's, what's that saying? If the monkeys aren't in your monkeys in circus saying, I can't remember the quote now. If they're not your monkeys, don't be the circus leader. All right, you know what I'm saying by that. It's that's not the quote, but it's something similar. It's I can't remember the quote, but yeah, it's something to do with if they're not your monkeys, it's not your circus, or not your circus, not your monkeys, or something along them lines. But yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. All right, just bang the heads together and leave them to it and go out and have fun. Okay, exactly the attitude I've been trying to have. Good for you. Keep it going. And if they don't like it, I'll tell them to swim. Tell them to swim. Okay, let's go. What number haven't we had? Let's go for my lucky number 3. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Thank you, ballet. That's the one. I don't know why I got that mixed up. Thank you, Kerry. Kylie Osborne. That's a nice picture. Oh, that profile picture's made my heart melt. I don't know why, but it's just made my heart melt. Okay, Kylie. Oh, all the pinks again. I know we've already had this, but this will be a completely different meaning. Okay, so you've got the one that I had with the green feather on earlier, but now I'm not seeing the green feather, I am seeing something else. Okay, I see that as an open heart. Where the dark pink is in the middle, I see that as an open heart. I know it doesn't look like much of a heart, but what I want to say to you, Kylie, is, again, we've got the green. For me, that's the heart chakra. It's a light green. So this is to do with the affairs of the heart. And where I see the heart opening, I feel like the heart has been cut open. And I don't, this is not a negative thing. I feel like it's been cut open in the sense of, I feel like almost you've been forced to open your heart up to help, to support, whereas I feel like you're a very independent woman and you don't like asking for help when it comes to anything, whether it's physical help, mental help, whether it's emotional support or anything like that. I feel you're very much one man on an island. You'd rather deal with it yourself than have anybody see your vulnerabilities. Let me know if that makes sense. But I feel like you've been forced to open your heart a little bit through circumstance, and you've now had to go for that support. And I feel this is more of an emotional support. Yeah, you don't ask anything. No, I feel that. But what I want to say is open your heart to that support. You have people around you that are there for you. Closed. This is saying you need to be open, my darling. All right, you need to be open. I feel that you have to. There's something that's gone on that's having to force you to open up. You have to lean on the people that you trust for that support. And I'm getting an itchy nose, so now I'm getting spirit coming in. I can't tell you who I've got with me at the moment, but when I get an itchy nose, that for me is spirit coming in, and that for me is somebody is trying to stick their nose into their business where it's not wanted. Now, you're seeing this as a negative. What they're actually trying to do is help you and support you on an emotional and a mental level. You need to let them in, my darling, okay? You cannot do everything on your own. No man is an island. That's the quote I want to say. No man is an island. And I've got the song Lean on Me by... Oh, lean on me when you're not strong. Benny King, thank you. Yeah, Benny King, Lean on Me. That's the song that I've got for you. So there's one person that you can trust, that you do trust, that you can lean on, that you need to lean on. All right, open your heart. Don't be so closed off, because it's not good for you, my darling. All right, so I'll leave that love with you. And I hope that helps. Oh, and it's Bill Withers. Bill Withers, sorry. Not Benny King. Why did I say Benny King? That's Stand By Me, Benny King, isn't it? So there's a reason why that mistake was made. So you've got two songs, and so you've got Lean on Me by Bill Withers, and then you've got Stand By Me by Benny King. So the Bill Withers song, that's what I got for you to, grab that support and be open-hearted to that support. The Stand By Me song, I feel, the Benny King song, I feel would be a significant song for you, either as a memory link or it's an important song for an important occasion, that kind of thing. All right, let me know if that makes sense, my darling. And thank you for working with me. So we'll go with okay, we'll go for number 15. Rose Ford, hello, my darling. Ford on Facebook. That's a lovely picture. Right, let's have a look. Card for Rose, please. Let's see if we can make it another pink one, shall we? Seems to be all the pinks tonight. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, we've got some pink in this one. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it that way because I felt the need to have it that way for some reason. Look at that beautiful rain. I don't know if you can see that, but I see that as a rainbow coming from a water's edge straight over that. Okay, so we've got the rainbow colours and we've actually got a fish jumping. Right, okay, I'm going to have to do this. All this here I see is a river. I see is muddy waters. So I do feel with yourself at the moment, Rose, that you've had to tread some very muddy waters and you've been through some very muddy waters. However, that being said, you have got a fish jumping out of the water right there. It looks like an arrow shooting straight up, and then it's almost like there's a rainbow at the end of his nose. So what I want to say to you is the fish, for me, is reminiscent of the way a salmon goes home and it swims upriver and it's always jumping upriver to go to its nesting place. And I feel this is what you're doing. You've been through these muddy waters and now you're jumping out of the water and you're getting back to where you used to be. Seems to be the theme of the night. I feel like you've made a big leap of faith with something as well, whether this be a move or a promotion or a new job, but you've taken a big leap of faith and it's paying off. The rainbow for me, that is a promise that things are going to be okay and that things are looking good. You've also got underneath that the big white light, and that for me is representative of spirit. So you've had spirit helping you with this as well. All right, my darling. I'm also seeing, okay. Again, this isn't from spirit, this is from what I'm seeing in the card, but next to the white light, I'm seeing the two little ones. So you would understand two babies in spirit. One passed a little bit older. I feel the other one was either born sleeping or didn't live, didn't survive long after birth. Let me know if you can take that. But that's just them letting me know that the two babies are there, okay? But yeah, you've got that beautiful rainbow. You've come through the muddy waters. You've taken a leap of faith, and it's starting to pay off. There's lots of turquoise in this card as well as the pink. Again, the pink is about bringing that childlike energy and that fun. So I want to say, again, make sure that you enjoy what you do. I do feel this is more to do with daily sort of life rather than a social situation. I just want to enjoy life more. I want to enjoy the finer things. I want to enjoy the things that most people take for granted, if that makes sense. There's also lots of turquoise. Again, that's about balance. You've got a healthy balance between the emotions and the mental, whereas before it's all been a bit brain foggy and a bit messed up. It's now starting to clear and it's now coming into a equal balance. My mum, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She had twins. Oh, bless her. I'm so sorry to hear that. But yeah, that's just an acknowledgement of the two babies in spirit. So thank you for that confirmation. Again, that was just what I seen on the card. That wasn't from spirit, just to make that clear. So yeah, but things are looking good for you, my darling, okay? Things are, like I say, you've taken that leap of faith. You've got the rainbow. It's a promise that everything's going to be all right. Let your mum know that the twins are there. And it's all good. Keep doing what you're doing. keep on that. I want to say focus on the positive, not the negative as well. I do feel there's. I feel like you have down days. Everybody has down days, but I feel like you have down days. Now, whether this is due to other reasons or not, I'm not going to go into. But I do feel that the more you focus on the positive, even if it's just finding one thing a day, one small thing a day, set yourself a goal, achieve it, and be proud that you've achieved it, even if it's, you know, getting out of bed, getting dressed, whatever it case may be. Yeah, just focus on the positive and keep focusing on the positive. Is Mum at peace? All spirit, when they go, they're all at peace. I believe that they're all at peace. I believe once you get up there, I believe maybe, I mean, if they've passed through an illness or whatever the case may be, there's a little bit of healing going on up there with the angels, that they're not crossing over alone. They're met with loved ones, they're met with angels. And I do feel once they get up, I do believe once they get up there, they are at peace. And they're filled with love and light. They're surrounded with love and light. I believe they miss us as much as we miss them. But I feel once they're home, is what I call it. Once they're home, once they're settled, you know, they're all happy. I believe that they're all happy. Some of them might have some healing to do. Some of them might have some learning about what happened on the earth. And some mediums believe that there's a life review, if you like. So they go up there and they have a review of how their life has been on earth. What could they have done better? What could they have changed, and that kind of thing. Some mediums and psychics believe that, some don't. I personally like to think that there is a kind of life review, so you can see where the mistakes were made, and you can see what you did right and kind of what you did wrong, because how else are you going to learn from them if you want to come back? Because this is a school, isn't it? If you believe that. Lots of people believe that the earth is just a school. We're down here to learn lessons. We go home, we have a review, and yeah, sort it all out from there. But I believe that people are at peace when they go up there, definitely. And the fact that the twins have been brought through in the card, and it's right next to that spirit. I mean, I know it doesn't look like a person or anything, but that is a spirit energy for me, or a spiritual light. So the fact that the twins are there with her, I didn't know your mum had passed at that moment. So that for me is what you're saying there. That for me would be spirit energy. So yeah, I hope that helps for you, my darling. All right. And that is it, I think. So now you know all about me and my poetry and my mediumship and my card readings. Thank you ever so much for all your support and for being here this evening. I hope I haven't bored you too much. I will let you know when the second book is here, and we will set up a VIP competition for that. Thank you, Electra. But yeah, just again, thank you to Richard and his SPtv for putting up with me for the last 3 years, even after that horrible first show. But yeah, lots of changes, lots of growth, lots of development, personal and professional, I'll say. And we're back on Monday for Nick and Glenda for the... Oh, Glenda's not here. Oh, Glenda's coming over to the UK. I hope she's brought her woolies. She's going to need them. So yeah, but Nick will be on Monday from 10:30 in the morning with his is it Start Your Day now? Start Your Day show. So tune in for that. I'm sure he'll have I'm sure he's got a guest on and possibly some readings and lots of chit chat, and it's a really exciting show. So join us for that on Monday morning at 10:30 on SPtv, Facebook and YouTube. And thanks again, everybody, for your support and your love and your positive energy. And I will see you all soon.